Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are back with the Five Below tablet. So I picked this up on Black Friday at Five Below recently because I was just really curious about it. This thing only costs 25 bucks. I think this is actually the cheapest brand new tablet you can get right now. It has an A133 processor and 3 gigs of RAM. And in my previous video about this tablet, I tested the overall performance of it. And yeah, it's not very good. It can play YouTube videos, but it's only in 480p. You're not going to get HD on this. Web browsing on this was a bit challenging, but today I'm going to see if this tablet is capable of emulation. Now, I think it should be able to do the really easy stuff like, NES and SNES. So I already transferred some ROMs over onto the tablet, and I'm going to use an app called Lemuroid to play my retro games. If you've never used this app or heard of it before, it's great for Android devices if you want to emulate up to PS1. It simply scans the folder your ROMs are in, and then you can start playing your games very quickly. It's very cool. So as you guys saw already, I already have my ROMs set up in a folder. I have some NES, SNES, I have a few arcade, and some Sega Genesis as well. I even have a few PS1 and PSP games on that folder. So to get this started, all you're going to do is open up the Lemuroid app, and then you're going to select the ROMs directory. So all you're going to do is select the folder that your ROMs are in, and then Lemuroid is just going to scan it, and then you can, like I said, play your ROMs pretty quickly. So here I am. I'm just going to select directory, and it's already set up for my ROMs folder. Got my folder of games here, and all I'm going to do is hit use this folder. Oh, there it is. And then I'm just going to click use this folder, allow access. And then I think I have to hit it again. There we go. All right, let's hit allow. And now it's scanning that folder with all the ROMs. This might take a few minutes depending on how many ROMs you have. Okay, now that it's done, you can see there's a row of games you could discover that have populated already. But what you could do is you can click it by systems here, and it'll break it down by systems. You see I have arcade, Nintendo, PC Engine. Don't know why that's there because I did have some Atari 2600. I think that's coming up as PC Engine for some reason. PlayStation, PSP, some Sega Genesis, and some SNES as well. Now, of course, you can play with touchscreen, but I wanted to use my GameSir G8 Plus Bluetooth controller, which is one of my favorite mobile controllers at the moment. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it to work. It was saying that the tablet did pair with it, but it's just wouldn't function. So I'm not sure if it's the version of Android on this cheap tablet that was preventing it from working. But it's too bad because this would have been a nice setup like this, a nice form factor. But for now, I'm just going to use touchscreen. So let's just go to arcade and let's just try a game real quick. So let's try Contra. So as you can see, this works really well. I mean, the audio sounds horrible because the speakers are pretty bad on this. So this is going to run the easier arcade games without issue. So I'm really happy so far. I mean, it's only one game, but this is a good start. Okay, now I'm going to try an NES game. Let's try Joe and Mac. All right, let's try one more NES game. Here's The Empire Strikes Back. All right, now let's try one of my favorite retro systems, the Sega Genesis. So after playing with the touchscreen for a little bit and realizing how much I hated it or much I forgot I hated it, I decided to try my Xbox controller and I was able to pair it up with the Five Below tablet. So moving forward now for the rest of the video, I will be using an Xbox controller. And here's another Sega Genesis game. This is Comic Zone. All right, now let's move up to some PS1 games. Let's see if it can run a PS1 game. Let's see. I don't think it's going to do it, but we're going to give it a try. And here you see we have Tekken, and it's basically not running well. It's almost like everything is in slow motion. All right, now let's try a PSP game. And as you can see, Metal Slug is running pretty good on this, but it is an easier game to run. And here is Ridge Racer, and as you can see, it's a little laggy. It's definitely not at full speed. Not sure if I mess around with the settings, I can get it to run better. And finally, here is Super Mario Kart for SNES, and yeah, it runs fine. Okay, so low-end emulation might be the perfect use case for this tablet. If you want a cheap tablet that can play some NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, and some easy to run arcade games, the $25 Five Below tablet is a decent option for sure. If you break it or if you lose it, no big deal. It only costs 25 bucks. It's almost disposable. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know if you plan on picking this up for emulation yourself. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching.